What's up, guys? It's your boy Justin. So I wasn't planning on a graphic novel haul this week, or if I was, it was supposed to be a small one. But I was supposed to go see Thor: Love and Thunder this weekend with a friend. As I was about to leave, I call her up, hey, and I was like, hey, are we still on for whatever the time was? And she's like, she cancels on me last second, like an hour before the showing. We were supposed to go hang out at the mall for a bit before we were to go see the movie. So I was so pissed that I just took my car and just went straight to the comic shop and bought a bunch of graphic novels and some comics, right? So it was like typical, people are gonna be like, "Oh, that's so capitalist of you. You feel bad, so you have to go out and buy buy garbage." Right, which it's like whatever, commie. if I want to go out and buy crap, that's my God-given right. So yeah, but before I show what I got at the comic book shop, I got some omnibuses at the comic book shop, and I got the Green Lantern Silver Age Volume 3 for $4, which, I was they had like Volume 1 at the comic shop for like $50 or whatever, and I was like, oh, I'll pick that up one day. Now that I have this, I have to pick up Volumes 1 and 2. But yeah, I got this for $4 at the Dollarama, so I'm like, oh my god, I have to pick the. And it turns out, and Black Can is in the book, right, from Blackest Night. I had no idea Black Can was um was a Silver Age villain, man, because he seemed like too cool, like. And here you have, I think that's Tiger Shark, a really dumb-looking Tiger Shark, and you have this guy who's like the aerialist. And I think that's, I forget his name, but he was in the Green Lantern movie. But, yeah. Yeah, so this looks pretty cool. People might get offended, on the Asian character's portrayal, but, because he has, like, a sidekick. But, this looks cool. I can't wait to read this. I'm probably going to pick up Volume 1 and 2 first, though. And I really enjoyed the Doom Patrol Silver Age omnibus, so I think I'll like this stuff here, especially since this is like classic old G, like Hal Jordan Green Lantern, and I'm a Hal Jordan Green Lantern fan. Next to what's his name? Guy Gardner. I almost forgot his name. I'm like, yeah, which I'm gonna have a review up for the new Green Lantern animated movie that came out, which people that spoiled some stuff to me, which sucks, but I'm gonna enjoy it. Yeah. So I also picked up this Batman omnibus, Batman War Games Book 1, which I think I read this back in high school, but it was obviously in a different, with a different cover. But yeah, this was like some event in the 90s. Yeah, it looks cool. Well, maybe if we have time, we'll read this on Batman month, which is in September, which is coming up. Yeah. Okay, now, shit, something dropped. So yeah, next we'll go on to what I picked up at the comic book shop. So I picked up the first 3 issues of Excellent for $12 here, which let me pull them out. I got one of the this was a new comic book series where they brought back Peter Milligan and Mike Allred from X-Force/Ecstatics. So here you see this is the Scotty Young variant cover for the first issue, right? Scotty Young. Next, what's issue 2? Issue 2 is not the variant cover. Here you see Michael Allred. It looks like they brought back Eddie. Like what? Like she was dead in the original run of X Force with Peter Milligan and Michael Allred, but it looks like they brought her back to life. And here we got issue 3. Don't know who did this cover. It's very manga-esque. This is Dragota? I don't know who that is, but yeah, we'll review this at some point. I know you guys. I know I shat on like ecstatics, but I actually it's the thing where I'm not a fan of the writing, but aesthetically I like the look of the comic. So yeah, so next is a bunch of we'll do the DC stuff first, right? Which we picked up a bunch of books that Grant Morrison worked on, which we picked up the second omnibus for his Doom Patrol run. This is book 2, which I think there's only 2 of these. I have the first one. I was going to review it for the channel, but it was like, I was just starting out on this new channel. I was like, yeah, I'll do like more of the shorter books, because it was the thing where I had just reread it the year before, so it was like, dude, like, when you reread a book, an omnibus, like, when there wasn't like a lot of time in between, it's kind of like boring, right? When you know when stuff happens. So yeah, but I'm definitely going to review the Doom Patrol Omnibus Book 1 now that I have Volume 2. Here you can see Flex Metallo and whoever that guy is. Which I was not a fan of the Doom Patrol live action show. It was a thing where the first... I think the Doom Patrol show is better than Umbrella Academy, but dude, it's like they ruined Jane and made her like super woke and stuff, and made the show kind of unwatchable. That, and they fucked with Negative Man, so that sucked. So next DC book I got is Legion of Superheroes Enemy Manifest, with Jim Shooter, Francis Manapul, and Livesay, whoever that is. So I'm not a fan of Francis Manapul's art style, but it's Jim Shooter writing Legion of Superheroes. It should be good. Which Jim Shooter's considered like one of the best comic writers of all time. R.I.P. Jim Shooter. So I should enjoy this. And I've never read. I've read books that had Legion of Superheroes, but I've never read a Legion of Superhero book, so I'm looking forward to reading this. Right. So this cost me a bit. It was like $30. So next, we're going to the indie titles. This is another Grant Morrison book, Vampirella Master Series. I mean, somebody from Dynamite was trolling trolling Perch by like asking him, how can we make Vampirella as popular as Batman? And it's like, dude, you can't. If anything, maybe put more TNA, like make it R-rated, and maybe it will sell better. Because it's like already people are gonna... I never picked up Vampirella before because I'm like, oh, this is probably schlock. And it turns out it's not schlock. She just has a sexy costume. But if you're gonna have a book, a character that looks like this, you might as well have TNA, man. Fuck it. So yeah, this is written by Grant Morrison and Mark Millar, so this should be good. I paid like $27 for this, which is kind of a rip-off, but I got a deal for it. So, kind of not a fan that, she's like an alien vampire. I think alien vampires... I mean, it was good in Life Force, but after that, dude, we don't need more alien vampires. That sucks. Apparently James Cameron liked this book, but, you can't trust James Cameron sometimes. Okay, next we got the Image stuff. We have another Grant Morrison book. Apparently Grant Morrison worked on this. This is Spawn Origins Collection, Volume 3. I'm currently reading Volume 2. Volume 2, my review for Volume 2 will probably be up sometime this week, if not before this video comes out. The reason why it took so long for Origins Collection 2 review to come out was I had to reread Volume 1. So yeah. So yeah, like Grant Morrison worked on this book, which I'm reading like Volume 2, and it has like stories by Alan Moore, Neil Gaiman, Frank Miller, which the Alan Moore story is actually pretty good. So, Deathstroke. Shit. So, last book I picked up, which I can't show you the back because it's the name of the comic shop. But I finally picked up Ultra Mega Volume 1, Stand With Humanity, which I already reviewed issue 1, but this has issues 1 through 4, which, yeah. So, yeah. I'm surprised Volume 2 hasn't come out yet. Like, was this only a 4-issue series? Like, come on. But yeah, like, this was at the comic shop for like a long-ass time, and I'm like, oh, I'll pick it up before the comic shop goes out of business, because the guy's been saying, like, business has been slow. Which, by the way, I want to say, Nuke, I did ask if they had the DC Coffin editions, for the DC versus Vampire issues, which you have to give the comic book guy credit. I asked, hey, do you have those Coffin verse comics? And that's like a completely different thing. And he's like, do you mean the DC Vampire books? And I'm like, oh yeah. He said he didn't get it because nobody asked for it, and business has been so slow that his like new comics section at his comic book shop, which used to be an entire wall, like a year, not even like 6 months ago, it was an entire wall. He had to shrink it to like a small like section of his shelf, because business has been kind of bad. Yeah. So hopefully things pick up. But yeah. Yeah, you gotta support your local comic book stores, especially since big stores like Chapters, or what do you guys have? Barnes and Nobles aren't gonna give you deals on like graphic novels and comics, right? Even though my comic book guy, like, sometimes overcharges me. He does once in a while. He gives me a deal. Like, I picked up this stuff, and I picked up like, I think over $150 worth of stuff, and he gave me a deal. He's like, 30% off. I was like, oh, thanks, man. 'Cause I probably should have kept an eye on the prices, but I just grabbed whatever. Yeah, so that's it for this video, guys. So the King Spawn book that I picked up last video, I'm probably going to review that on Halloween month, and we'll just review the Spawn Origin collections, once in a while, right? But the other Spawn books, like the Spawn versus Batman crossover, that's probably going to be either for Batman month or Halloween month. I haven't decided. But yeah, the Vampirella book and this book is probably going to be for Halloween month. So look forward to Halloween month this year. I'm going to try to get not just like superhero, like, horror books, but I'm also going to try to get some actual horror comics to review. So look for